In this video, I'm going to create the door model, so the exterior door wall. So coming in right away, I'm just going to move my components that I've already created out of the way by selecting them using my move tool and just kind of moving them off my axis. It'd be up to you if you want to use this later on or if you want to just kind of leave those sitting there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is once again go camera, standard views front this time. So I'm looking straight at my model. The first thing that I'm going to need for this is I'm just going to check by opening up my last piece in my wall model. Opening. Yes, saving my last one because it closes it out. I want to know how long this bottom plate is. And this bottom plate, if I use my dimension tool right here, going from point to point, is a 7/6. My cap or top plate is exactly the same thing, and my cap plate is an 8/0. So, coming in, going in File, Opening, my wall model 2 that I created. To get back, I'm going to come in right away and grab a 7/6. Now, those are my studs. If I come over here, I can come in and click on that, and it will drag out a piece that way. If I place it, the next thing I'm going to do is kind of go over top with that compass and drop that in at a 0 degrees. Clicking on the endpoint, make sure you get the right endpoint. I'm going to place that on my origin. Now, looking down the red axis here, I'm going to actually create guidelines where my place is going to go. So the first one's going to be 1 inch in on center. From my next line, I'm going over 15 inches. Enter. From that line, I'm going over 2 inches. Enter. And then 3 foot 2. Enter. And then 2 inches again. Enter. 6 inches. 16 inches. And then lastly, going 1 inch from this backside edge. Don't click from the endpoint, but use the edge of the component to come in and go 1 inch. Now these guidelines set me up to make or create all of my pieces. So the next thing I need to do is start moving some studs in. So I come in, select it, come over. I want to select my midpoint. So I just dropped it, and then it's my midpoint, move it down, place it on my intersection. I want to stud one more time. This is my king stud. So inside that I'll have a header. So coming over, or sorry, a trimmer. Selecting my trimmer, coming over. That goes butts up to the other edge. I need another trimmer. This one I'm going to set down so I can grab the midpoint of the component and place it on my intersection. Then I'm going to go to my stud, drop it, grab the midpoint. I could actually use the left-hand edge there. I did a little operation that you don't need to do by dropping it. And then I'm going to go to another stud. And then I'm going to have another stud out here. And this wall is actually going to be my L corner, so I'm going to have another one inside of that, but I'll do that in a little bit. And then one on the outside. Dropping that, grabbing the midpoint of the component. Coming in. Now, the next thing is, I'm going to orbit just a little bit so I can see the backhand edge by clicking and depressing my mouse, and I'm going to place the last one over there. So one thing I need to do is go down the top view of this, so orbiting up, so I can see my red marks on the top, and then I'm going to spin that 90 degrees, which says 180 on my piece, and then I'm going to grab the backhand corner over here and place it so it matches up right back here. So I had to come around and grab that corner. Oops, spun out of the mic. Alright, and then I'm going to come over and place it in this back corner right here. Alright, and then the last thing I need to do, or a couple of things I need to do, is I need to make my header. So going over here and finding my header, selecting that. It comes in the way I made it. Remember all I did there was rotating it with those red crosshairs. and then grabbing the endpoint. Alright, now if you notice, I made mine the wrong orientation, so I'm just going to do it by moving it out and then orbit around, go to the endpoint there and flip it. Make sure you get the portion that will allow you to change the degrees, and I want to go 90. I'm kind of having trouble doing that right now, so if I go 90, enter, alright, it's going to flip it for me, and then grab the endpoint and place it. The way you can tell is if it's wrong is it has a 2-inch gap the wrong way. And then we got to go. I'm going to do camera views, standard views front one more time just to make it easier to see. I need my top plate and my cap plate. My top plate is just actually another stud, which I can't see right now because my things are being really funny. So stud, and I'm going to rotate this one also. So coming in, clicking on it, going to that 180 degrees. Select this, because I'm basically line it up with that left-hand edge. Make sure you got the right endpoint. It's not snapping for some reason, so I'm just going to go in and out. Slide over here a little bit. Try the other endpoint. There we go. And then lastly, I need an 8.0. Another way we can do that besides clicking on the right-hand side here is we can come over to this. Select. I have that selected by accident. Deselect that by clicking anywhere. Going back to my move tool. Hitting the control key. Selecting it. Hitting the control key. Selecting it. Making a copy. And then rotating it one more time. Alright. This one ends up overhanging on the left-hand edge. I somehow grabbed the wrong piece there, so I just hit escape if I didn't place it down, edit, undo if you did place it. Grabbing the endpoint, dropping it. Alright, here's where I make sure I file save, just to make sure it's updated. Make sure if you haven't already, you can check by file saving as to make sure it's going to your 8th grade IT folder here, or your green architecture folder, whatever you've created. But that is how we've made our door wall. Just making sure it's the same as my other one by opening my other model. It is correct. I just have one more piece to do, but we'll do that at the end. Thank you for watching.